Boy everyone, MARKCHES here. Welcome to the channel, and for today's video, I'll be comparing two of PUMA's superstar basketball sneaker. So let's go. On my right, guys, is the one of my favorite PUMA basketball sneaker that they ever released recently. This is the PUMA All Pro. While on my left is of course the all new MB1, which is LaMelo Ball's signature sneaker. So let's compare. These two are awesome performing sneaker, but let's go into detail what are the pros and cons of each of this sneaker and which you would choose. And at the end, hopefully I can help you choose which is better for you. Let's talk about the uppers of these two sneaker. Both have this mesh upper, but on the All Pro, it features a different kind of mesh. It is fused, and they are calling it, PUMA are calling this the Evo Matrix upper. This white part, actually this is Kuzma's colorway, which is designed by Ruji, which is a Filipino designer. So this is a Pinoy pride right here. That's why I really cop this. This is actually my second pair of the All Pro. And for the white portion of this is the Evo Matrix. So the main difference between a regular mesh with the Evo Matrix is it is more fused. The threads that are used here in the upper is more fused, so it's kind of plasticky. You can hear that. While the upper of the MB1 features a lot of mesh but also a lot of fusing. There's a fusing here around the toe box and at the edge of the toes. This is more fused, and even on the sides and even on the middle part, this darker red-orange is fused too. But on the back part or heel part or ankle part of the sneaker, there's more embroidery, which is really nice, and fusing along the middle part of the heel. And the main difference between these two sneakers upper is you would feel the comfort level on the MB1s to be a little bit better because it's really padded all around the sneaker. You will feel it when you put on your foot. If you're finding comfort, the MB1 will give you that. But if you want a more minimal upper, so there's more ventilation, which the MB1 is kind of lacking because there's a lot of padding all around. Even the tongue part of the MB1 is really padded. And of course, this is a mid-cut sneaker, so there's a lot of paddings here around the ankle and heel. So there's a lot of padding on the MB1s. The main difference of the All Pro from the MB1 is of course it's more minimal, more ventilated, so it's lighter on your upper. I would say it's still comfortable, not as comfy or not as like the blanket feel that's wrapping around your foot that the MB1's giving you, but this is more of a standard feel. It's not uncomfortable, but it's not as comfortable as the MB1s. But if you are going for a more minimal feel on the upper, you would like the All Pros. And even on the heel part, this is a low-cut sneaker and it is nicely padded around the ankle and heel. So I would say in terms of support all around the sneaker, both sneakers are very supportive from the lateral support. The uppers doesn't stretch that much on these two sneakers, which is really nice. And when you're doing lateral steps or lateral moves, you're very well caged in the footbed. The PUMA All Pro's cushion goes up here and catches your foot more, while the MB1's outsole goes up a bit here too. And of course, the upper doesn't stretch, so it catches your foot and give you that lateral support that you need. And as for durability, I would say they're pretty much equal in terms of durability. The toe area of the Kuzma colorway has this leather piece, so it's very durable for both sneakers. I would say durability wise, they're both very durable. And of course, as for heel containment, lockdown, you would have a little more on the MB1s, but for a low-cut sneaker like this All Pro, it is still has a very nice heel containment lockdown. Both doesn't have heel slippage, but if you want extra ankle protection, of course, a mid-cut sneaker will give you that, but All Pro ain't that bad either. It gives you the heel containment because mostly ankle protection comes from the heel containment, and the heel cushion cups your foot very nicely on the All Pro. So I would say pretty much equal. Depends on your preference if you want a low top or a high top sneaker. So that's where you will base your decision between these two. As for the insole, they have standard insole on both. They are pretty comfortable. It gives you extra plushness at the bottom of your foot. So let's go to the main highlight of these two sneakers, which I love between these two. The cushion is one part of this PUMA sneakers that I really love. And the main difference between these two, of course, the MB1 uses a nitro-injected foam, which is really famous right now. A lot of footwear brands are using the nitro-injected foam because it gives a very nice bounce back to the cushion, plushness, compared to a regular foam. But comparing between these two, I would say I would still go with the All Pro in terms of cushion because it's a lot thicker compared to the PUMA MB1s. I was kind of surprised. I thought the MB1's cushion will be a lot thicker or a little bit thicker compared to the All Pro, but the All Pro's cushion is thicker, and the cushion on the All Pro, even though this is not nitro injected, it is still very bouncy. It has a lot of plushness, and given that it's thicker than the foam of the cushion of the MB1s, it is something that you'll like if you like cushion, more cushion below your foot, more bounce back. So it has a little bit more bounce back and of course more impact protection around the heel compared to the thinner slab on the MB1s. But the MB1's still good in terms of impact protection, and there's a slight bounce in the forefoot. But the main advantage on the MB1s is if you want a closer to the ground feel in your basketball sneaker, the MB1s will give you that. But the All Pro is still very responsive. But if you like a little bit more cushion, go with the All Pros. As for the traction of these two sneakers, the All Pro features this checkered-like pattern with this radial pattern at the ball of your foot, while the MB1 features a radial pattern on the forefoot and some crisscross at the heel part of the traction. As for the traction, the groove seems to be deeper on the All Pros compared to the MB1s, and they're both pretty hard. But on the grip of these two tractions, I would say I still like the All Pros a little bit better because it's more dependable. Because even on a dusty floor, you don't need to wipe it that much compared to the MB1s. Because the MB1s on a dusty floor, I recently played with it on a dusty floor, and it was really catching dust quicker compared to the All Pros. So you need to wipe more on the MB1s. So I like the All Pro still in terms of traction because it's more dependable. Lesser wipes on the traction, it grips more, and on a clean court, these two sneakers grips really nicely. They give a loud squeak sound on both if you're into that. But in terms of the bite, I would say the All Pro still bites a little bit harder compared to the MB1s. As for outdoor use, I think both can be used outdoors, but on the All Pros, I think it will be more dependable because the grooves or the pattern is wider and it's longer compared to the knobs found on the MB1s. So the MB1s has more knobs, so it's more prone from tearing because it doesn't hold or it's not all together that much. So as for outdoor use, still the All Pro, and given that the cushion of the All Pro is a little bit thicker compared to the MB1s. So as for the weight of this two sneaker, the All Pro is 430 grams, while the MB1s is 470. So 40 grams heavier on the MB1s because it's also a mid-top sneaker. And as for the price on these two sneakers, All Pro is going on sale right now. It's around 5,000, 4,000 pesos here in the Philippines. So that's less than $100. While the MB1s, of course, this is a new sneaker and it's kind of hype right now. It's 140. So there's a lot of difference in terms of price between these two. But I would say if you have the size on the All Pros, if you can get a size on the All Pro, because the sizes are running out here in Manila. There's a couple more, I think 10 below. So if you're US 10 below, you're lucky. You can still grab an All Pro in some PUMA stores here. While the MB1s, it's sold out but I got this over at PUMA US. If you want to cop, you can go to PUMA US site and use a third-party shipping like buy and ship or shipping cart, those kind of third-party shipping, and you can cop it. I think there's still some of the other colorways of the MB ones that are in the PUMA site. But if you are on a budget, and of course, I think this still is a better performing basketball sneaker compared to the MB ones. And another thing I forgot to mention that I like better on the All Pro is the base on the forefoot is a little bit flatter compared to the base on the forefoot on the MB ones. Even though the width of the forefoot is kind of the same, I like the stability that the All Pro is giving me compared to the MB ones, because the MB ones is a little bit more curved. But if you are a Kyrie fan, Kyrie basketball sneaker fan, you like those curved outsole. It's similar to the Mellows. It's a little bit curved, so it's more favored to shifty players. So it rocks your foot naturally like this. So when you're going for a cross, this is a little bit better. But for me, my personal preference is a flatter surface on the forefoot of the All Pro. And as for heel to toe transition, they're pretty much equal. They have a nice curve in the forefoot and a very nice heel to toe transition on both. So I would say pretty much the same, but in terms of stability in the forefoot, the All Pro is better compared to the MB one. So it's a matter of preference. Like I said, if you are a more shifty player, you like crossing over a lot and sidestepping a lot, MB ones will be more favorable to you. But if you are a shooter who likes to plant their feet faster for balance, the All Pro is better in that aspect. So as for the sizing of both sneakers, true to size if you're a regular footer, and for wide footer, go half a size up. The shape of the two sneakers are relatively the same. It's pretty snug in the forefoot. So wide footers, if you can get a chance to try it out first, better to try it out first, because they're not the roomiest sneakers, especially around the forefoot part. So that's it on my comparison between the All Pro and the MB ones from PUMA. Let me know which sneaker you would choose. Hit me a comment down below. So this has been MARKCHES once again. Thank you for dropping by this channel. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.